In the darkest corners of the universe, where the light stops to a crawl and where sound cannot escape, where time stops working entirely and eventually things in existence stop making sense. Chaos is an inevitable force on our world and our lives, so we've made great efforts to contain it within this space for only an hour a week. This is the Chaos Continuum.
Better in
because
every
you
way.
make everything. There's nothing natural about your fucking country, okay?
I mean, if you look at the I-35 in Texas, you'd be correct. But America is still simply better. Welcome, everybody, today to the Chaos Continuum podcast once again.
Yeah, Canada is the best country.
It really isn't. But
Dude, what do you have that we don't?
school shootings.
yeah, I was gonna make that take earlier. Yeah.
We have the world's two largest militaries in the world.
Yeah. You have two militaries, that big it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems just stupid. Why do you need that much military, bro?
No, we have the two largest militaries in the world. We have like 5 or 6 of them total. Yeah.
Dude, that's insane. Why do you need so many?
Terrorism, communism.
It's true. It's communism. That's the enemy.
Yeah.
That is the fucking enemy.
You know what's impressive about America? I truly do think this is an impressive country because we are both the richest country in the world and basically the only first world country to have people starving in the street. Like, that to me is fucking amazing. Like, the fact that we can pull that off, you know? You get what I'm saying?
Dude, I know. Yeah, the fact that you can be like the top dog, but also like the worst example. You're like the older brother that goes off and does drugs. You know? Right?
Kind of, but
still,
the
like,
drugs are like bombing
semi-successful.
brown people in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, you're like successful, but you do a lot of fucking drugs in the fact. You know?
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of like, yeah, I want to be him. You know? Right?
Yeah.
True, dude. I'm that brother.
You probably are.
I don't do drugs. Drugs are for cringe people.
You think so?
Drugs are for fucking losers. Yikes. I guess I'm a loser.
That is true.
So, you've been playing Starfield recently. I've tuned in and watched some
Are
of
we
that.
talking about Starfield again?
At Buster McTunder, live on Twitch.
Twitch.tv/Buster McTunder.
I just shilled out your fucking channel for you. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Okay. I just shilled that for you. But yeah, you've been playing a lot of Starfield, and I'm curious to know what your take is.
Didn't we do this like an episode ago?
I don't know if I lagged out, but your silence speaks volumes.
I said, didn't we do this like an episode ago?
Not really.
We didn't?
No, I don't think we did. We kind of ragged on Bethesda like 2 episodes ago. No. We talked about this in your stream. Yeah, you know.
We might have. I don't know. I've had this conversation so many times in the last few days.
I think Starfield's really stupid. Yeah.
I also think it's stupid.
Also, side note, speaking of Starfield, I watched your video on Starfield, and you did not post the time for me to skip your fucking like talk.
Why would you want to skip in my video?
I didn't want to do it. Yeah.
Why did you want to skip? Why you don't want to watch my videos?
Because everything you said, I've already heard you say to me privately. Everything you fucking said, I've heard you tell me privately. Yeah.
I also said them multiple times throughout the streams that I cut up into that video.
Yeah. I watched it till I heard my own voice, and I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, like Spyro said in the comments.
I'll listen to like someone else's podcast. It's like really good. And then I'll listen to an episode of ours.
You had me at the beginning when you started with a different game. Yeah.
Did it take you a second?
Yeah. And I was like, oh my god, dude, this game is good. Yeah.
That's what the bit was that I told you about, remember?
Yeah, it took me a second to realize it was Space Engineers.
You're like, oh my god, Starfield actually has that?
Yeah. I completely escaped. Dude, Yeah, I thought you were complimenting Starfield, and I was like, am I fucking high? You know, like, did I wake up in a whole nother universe? Yeah, Starfield fucking sucks. I
Just
think it
about,
sucks
but
for a
yeah.
lot of reasons. And I think the most disappointing part about it is not that it sucks, but that it's somehow worse than Fallout 4, in my fruitful opinion.
I
You know?
don't think it's necessarily worse now. I think it's just disappointing. Like, Starfield at best is a mediocre, like, 6 or 5 out of 10
Yeah.
game. Like, that's the problem with all of the Bethesda games to me, is that, like, they're not the worst
Maybe
game
not
ever
worse
made.
than Fallout 4, but the fact that
It just is more Fallout 4.
yeah.
Which, like, I'll just play Fallout 4, and I've stopped playing it.
And I
But
think that's my issue, is that it's yeah.
hey, Starfield has introduced
I
me
would
to
have
a
felt happy
new
with the
word
game
that I didn't know
if it
before.
felt like it improved upon the formula or improved upon what they've already made.
Yeah.
What's that?
People talking about Starfield was introduced me the first time I heard someone say NASA punk, which I thought was so fucking cool. And it's like, damn, I really do like that genre of like space stuff that's like retro space, you know? But Starfield just doesn't tick that
Yeah.
box for me.
I don't think Starfield ticks any box for me. Yeah. My mother
That's
just
fair.
sent a photo of herself, and it is not a good photo.
Okay.
She's at a baseball game right now. No, I think Starfield was so disappointing for me. I don't think I've really talked about why I'm not happy with it. Yeah, I think I've let you scream about it. Starfield, it's like, it's disappointing. If they would have made like improvements, and you could like noticeably say it's not the greatest game, but they've like improved since Fallout 4, or 76, then I'd have been
Yeah.
like, okay, it still sucks, but like eventually they're gonna make a good game. But it just feels like they're stuck. Yeah, like they've
Yeah.
hit their fucking ceiling and they're not going anywhere. And I think that's what's super upsetting about it, right?
Yeah.
That they're not evolving. They're not evolving. They're very stagnant in what they're making, and what they already had wasn't good anyway. So it's not like they're clinging to old glory. You know, maybe they are with Skyrim.
It's very much a game
But-
that feels like it should have come out in like 2014, 2015. It doesn't feel
Yeah,
next
especially
gen.
with all
It
the
doesn't
loading
feel
screens,
AAA.
right?
It doesn't
that's insane. You know,
it doesn't have anything to like pull me in or wow me.
it doesn't take my breath away.
Yeah, I've seen a few cool things come out of the
Because
game.
it's only available on like the new gen Xboxes, right?
I don't
That's
know if
insane. They
it's
should have made it available on the old gen. It looked like a game.
on. Yeah, I've seen a few things. I've seen that like in the western town, they straight up have like the Skyrim vendor crates. Same shit. Or if you just walk up to a certain puddle in that town in the middle of the road and you look at the puddle hard enough, you can just access the vendor's inventory. That kind of shit. And I don't know, it's weird to me because, like, if I saw that in any other game, or I feel like if most people saw that in any other game, they'd be like, that's fucking stupid. Why can't I just access the vendor's inventory by, like, you just hid the chest underneath the ground? Like, why is this a thing? But because it's Bethesda, people will go, haha, Bethesda!
Yeah.
Ah, it's not a bug, it's a feature. And it's like, why is that the excuse for bad games? Like, for a bug, you know?
Well, do you want to know what? And it doesn't push them to make better games. That's my biggest issue with fanboys. Right?
Well, yeah, they're not going to
Especially
move
Bethesda
on from
ones.
there. I mean, especially their modding community. If they moved
Yeah.
on from it and that modding community wasn't allowed to continue, people would be just as mad, even if the game was better.
Like, I'm not saying they should leave the modding community behind. I think that's one of the things that brought me back to Fallout 4, and you've talked about this a lot, actually. Is the modding.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah, you can
Right,
play it on
but I'm
Xbox
saying
One,
that,
but you
like-
have to
like-
stream it.
oh, okay.
So you
But like,
basically not
the
for you.
people that, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like the people that the people there's no more banana. The people that like dick ride the game, yeah,
Yeah.
like enable them to keep doing what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Basically,
you'll
yeah.
never
There's a
get
lot of
better game if
apologists.
How many people cling to it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that they defend the people that just are in love with Skyrim are the reason that like they've kept releasing Skyrim. You know what I mean? Can you hear me at all? Is my internet taking the shit?
No. I'm sorry, this is going to be a terrible episode. If you're watching this, you can see what's going on for our audio listeners and for Ben, who is blind as a bat.
Yeah.
I decided to make a bowl of cereal right before this, and I wasn't thinking about it. So I'm just periodically, when you're talking for a long time, just trying to find a window to mute and take a bite.
Oh. You just go quiet, and I'm like, what the hell? Like...
Yeah, no, I can listen to you.
But Starfield's super underwhelming, and I think it hurts as somebody that is somewhat a fan of Bethesda that really does like their games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it sucks because I want to see them improve. I think they've got really cool ideas behind them, right? And the gameplay and everything else just doesn't add up, and it just doesn't. You know, there's only so much world building could take me.
Starfield
you know what I mean?
Sounds great on paper. It
Yeah.
does not work for me in the execution.
So does Fallout 4, I find, and even Skyrim. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Fallout series in a general sounds really great on paper, and I'm talking about when Bethesda got them. Like the first two I've played and are really fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like all of the games that they seem to make, like we'll say those three core ones, are really fun on paper, or like you know what I mean. It's like really cool concept on paper, and then in execution they drop the ball so hard it leaves an indent in the ground.
Yeah.
You know,
it stops making sense.
Yeah, and then after a while they get into this loop where it's almost like I find that when I talk to the people like we talk about this, that when we talk about it, talk with other people, it's rather you find people that were super hyped with Starfield and dick riding Bethesda, and the other half, majority of it was like, man, this game's gonna fucking suck. You know?
Yeah, we were very much in that camp.
Yeah, we were in that camp, which I found a lot of people that I talked to were, and then you meet the other people and they just dick rode it. There wasn't like a happy medium there, which I think is something they've caused themselves. You know?
Oh, it's also every time I see people talking about it online, it's like people aren't allowed to badmouth it because people that are like, this game is not that great, and everyone will immediately jump on them and be like, you're just salty because you're on PlayStation and you can't play it. And it's like, that's not at all. Like, people just don't like the game because it's not. You will like Starfield if all you like is Bethesda. But if you don't like those Bethesda that much games, like I don't really like Fallout 4. I've played a shitload of it, and I enjoy the sandbox with mods. Oh, God damn it, app.
38 days to be exact.
Yeah. And probably counting. But like, I like it in an autistic, I'm going to play with the mods and kind of just fuck around with the building mode for 38 days worth of playtime. I only played vanilla Fallout 4 twice. I did one for the Institute, and then I did a playthrough of the Brotherhood, and that was it. I never played a single vanilla game after that.
I think I tried. I so desperately tried, and then I'd sit there and be like, oh, this is awful. Yeah.
I could try to go back and play it vanilla, but I would not have fun with it. I think I did try as well recently when I was thinking about doing a video on it, but like, I just cannot enjoy it.
It's so hard to get through because after I've played it with some mods, the game feels very restrictive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
like,
immediately
especially
worse.
with like the building stuff, right? That like when you're building my settlements, and suddenly I'm out of fucking space and I've only built one house. I'm like, you know what I mean?
Well, I've also like I've seen mods for like Fallout and Skyrim. Like, there's one in Skyrim going around right now, a mod pack that like turns Skyrim into like an Elder Scroll, or not Elder Scrolls, obviously, an Elden Ring game style game. You know, like from the animations to the combat to parrying and shit like that. And it looks really cool. And people are like, "Oh, this is so cool!" And it's like, this is a mod. Like, it's not. Skyrim is not this epic. If you try to play Skyrim without that mod, like if you play Skyrim now after playing it with that mod pack, it's not going to be the same.
Oh, dude, it's like when I have friends over and I'm playing Fallout 4 and they're like, "Oh man, this game looks so cool," and they go and they play it or whatever without the mods. That game sucks.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I like Fallout 4 a lot because I can dress up like Batman and beat people to death with the Lancer from Gears of War, and I get that experience out of it. But like if I'm just playing Fallout 4 outside of that first time I played it, I don't really care. And Starfield, I'm finding it hard to care even like for that first time.
Well, you want to know what it is, and I think, and I've talked about this kind of before, that Fallout 4 has ruined a lot of games for me, and it sounds weird, and I think that's because Fallout 4, the first experience playing it was really magical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. And then I've played enough to lose that magic, and I don't know what it is. But sometimes I boot up a game, and the minute that I feel like something that, I don't like this, and I'm like, oh no, this game sucks. You know what I mean? It's hard to describe.
I mean,
right?
that's okay. I don't think you need to. Like, I fucking hate the people that are like, did you play Starfield all the way to the end? Then you don't have an opinion. Like, no, you don't need to play a game 40 hours all the way to the end to have an opinion on whether or not you do or don't like it, you know? Like, there's games that
Sorry, continue.
There's games that I know I won't enjoy from the bat, and I just won't touch them because I just like Baldur's Gate 3 right now. I'm very on the fence of because I know with how D&D and how like what do you call it, kind of modular the story is, I would probably enjoy it for like that aspect. But like seeing the gameplay and stuff, I'm like, I don't know if I would enjoy that too much, and I don't want to buy it full price if I know I'm not gonna. Because that was my thing with Mass Effect. I played Mass Effect because it was on Game Pass. I wouldn't buy it, but like, I really liked the story and stuff, but I wouldn't enjoy the gameplay. That's why I have a hard time replaying it. Even though I'll fucking sit here and say that the story is so good for so long, but like...
I think, you know what my issue with Mass Effect is?
Huh.
That I've got the story burnt into my head and I've only played it once, right?
Yeah, well, you've played it a lot more recently than I have.
Yeah, so... I totally buy the game. I don't mind the gunplay. I'm not looking for anything too fancy, right?
Well, yeah. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not like what I enjoy out of like gunplay in a game. Yeah.
But I think I hate to bring this game up, but I think when I played Far Cry 5, when I play a shitty enough game, I have this horrible habit of going, okay, there has to be something. You know what I mean?
But Far Cry 5 isn't horrific. I mean, like, the gunplay in Far Cry 5 I thought was actually enjoyable. Like, I liked it more than Far Cry 6 by a long shot.
Yeah. No, the gunplay was super fun, and I think that's what kept me kind of going back to it, is the gunplay, right?
Yeah.
But I do, honestly, I think I'd not 100%, but I think I'd play all the way through Starfield. I think I'd have to, because, I don't know,
That's gross.
I know. I think I have this horrible habit of I start something and I'm like, I feel the need to finish it. You know what I mean? Right? I feel the need to go, yeah, that game was shit, but I finished it. You know what I mean?
A part of me wants to play Starfield all the way through, and then like every time I boot it up and I try to do one thing, I'm like, yeah, no, never mind. This is not fun at all. Versus games that are, like, there's games that just draw me in, even if I am not, like... whatever, if I've already played them or whatever, well, if like I boot them up, like I'll get sucked back into it. Like that's my thing with like Shadow of War. If I do a playthrough of Shadow of War again, I will play it all the way through and like build up every single army in every single region. Right? I started playing Ghost of Tsushima again recently, and like I started playing it, I played like a mission or whatever, and then I started playing all the way through, including the DLC and everything, because I'm like, this is a fun fucking game.
Black Flag's that way for me, I think. I will boot up Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and I kind of just get sucked back into it. You know what I mean?
I think after playing like the newer ones, or just playing like other open world games in general, the older Assassin's Creed games movement and like combat feels so slow, and not like it's sluggish, but it's just slow. Yeah. So like I can't go back and play Black Flag like I did again. Like I don't get that out of it. Like, it's one of those games that I'll replay it, and I'm like, oh, I feel like I only played it all the way through, because that was the time in my life where I only got one or two new games a year. So, like, I played those games all the way to the fucking bone, but now that I'm, like, at a point where I constantly have Game Pass or whatever, and I have the choice to play games that I really, really actually want to play, it's like, I don't feel like I have the time to waste on something that I'm not being thrilled by right now, you know?
I think for me, I'm not looking for a new experience half the time. You know what I mean? I don't really care, and I think it's because gaming has ruined that for me, that I go, oh, this game looks fun, I play it, and I'm like, it's fucking awful. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
So...
I think you just have bad taste in games, like Monster Hunter World. Come on, dude.
No, shut the fuck up. I love that game.
I do. To me, it's a lot of games. A lot of games to me have like the Infinity War Endgame effect, where it's like those are good movies, especially to watch back to back. I will only ever watch those movies like once every like 5 years or whatever, or like when it's on when I'm like hanging out with other people, you know. But like, I'm not gonna sit down and watch Infinity War and Endgame all the time. They're just too long, too slow, and like, it's not that they're bad. They're just, there's too much to try and.
I think I might follow out myself with Mass Effect, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
In the sense that I'm going to play enough Mass Effect back to back to back to the point that I hate that fucking game. You know what I mean? Right?
You will probably hate it more if you play Andromeda, but.
Oh, probably. But because I had this I really liked Fallout 4 for a little bit. I really did. And I think if I only ever played it twice, left it for 5 years, and came back, I probably still really liked the game. But because I played it for hours and days upon days when I was younger, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I say younger, but...
I think that's also where like a lot of people's love for like Bethesda games come out, where they only ever play Bethesda games. Like they only play Skyrim and Fallout 4, and maybe that's it. And they don't play a lot of RPGs or whatever. Maybe they play like Madden or Call of Duty, so that they have no other experience. Like they haven't played all these massive open world games like Far Cry or The Witcher 3 or Baldur's Gate 3 or Ghost of Tsushima or God of War or literally anything else that is like actually next gen or actually new or actually good. And they just don't have like that care for like something better because they don't really care. It's kind of like that, like ties back into like Marvel and Star Wars fans too, you know, where they don't like the bare minimum is still good to them. And they like praise it.
Star Wars. I don't praise it.
I gave up on Star Wars a while ago. I think after Mandalorian season 2, I kind of gave up on it.
I watch it, and then I kind of treat it as a joke. Like I watched the first 4 episodes of the new Ahsoka thing. Yeah. I was gonna call you about it. Made a few jokes.
I have not touched any of it. I haven't touched Ahsoka. I haven't touched Andor. I haven't touched Kenobi. I haven't touched. I watched Mando season 3, but I was like blacked out for most of it because it was so dull.
Yeah,
I think Book of Boba Fett actually was maybe my last.
That the Ahsoka show would have been good if it was animated, and I was like, yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, I mean it looks decent. I've only heard good things about it, but I haven't seen it.
No, it's really it's good. I think just the fact they incorporate the rebels into it, you know, like from the start, you know.
It would have made more sense to just keep up with that style, right?
But I kind of understand if they're going at the angle that they're trying to interwrap all of their animated and their live action stuff.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it could be confusing for other people. As you look at it, you think the animations,
it's like a separate thing,
are separate things, but they're not. They're kind of interwrapping it, you know.
I think it does give the show or the story more of a, what do you call it, like credibility. Like people aren't just like, oh, it's just a cartoon show. Like it's an actual show.
Yeah.
So people treat it like it's true.
Yeah. But because I think I find a lot of the times people look at the live action stuff as more of the truer stuff than the animation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's whatever, right? But I think the fact that you've tied all this, you know, it all ties kind of together, right?
Yeah.
I've also found that it's much easier. I enjoy Star Wars much more if I loosely forget the original trilogy and the sequels exist. Yeah.
The original trilogy?
Yeah.
You don't like the originals?
No, I do. Sorry, not the originals, the prequels.
Okay, I was like, hold on.
If
now we're gonna come out of the fire take.
If I loosely kind of forget that they exist, you know what I mean?
I sustain that Star Wars only has 2 good movies, and I think that's Empire and Solo.
Yeah, Solo was alright.
I think Solo's a really good like adventure movie. It just sort of sucks because Solo is like a prequel, so there's no necessarily stakes to it, but it's not bad.
Yeah,
but I think it's a good prequel. It's definitely a better prequel than like the prequel trilogy.
There's no more banana, baby. My son's making demon voices at me.
Give me the banana, mother.
Daddy, no.
Do the roar.
Okay, Jesus. But I also am hot take here, but I don't think the original trilogy stands the test of time.
I don't think A New Hope or Return of the Jedi are all that great. I think Return of the Jedi was kind of really shit for most
Is
of
that
it.
the third one?
Yeah. And A New Hope is kind of, I don't know, maybe it's because I've only ever watched the special edition re-releases and I haven't watched the original. Because you can't watch the original theatrical cut without downloading it illegally. But especially the special edition updates make it worse. And then Empire it's decently fun. You can tell it's dated, though.
Do you want to know what kills it for me?
Huh.
Is I go back and I watch the animations and stuff like that, right? That kind of play along with some of that stuff. And I think all those animations, which I do really enjoy, oddly enough, I enjoyed Rebels. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of that. I did. I thought it was
Rebels? Okay.
Almost.
I think all of the bad Star Wars stuff people really like, and it applies to Rebels, it applies to Return of the Jedi, it applies to the sequel trilogy and the prequel trilogy, and even some of the Clone Wars. Clone Wars is very 50-50 on whether it's good or not. Even in that final season they did, 8 of the episodes out of that were kind of shit. With the Bad Batch and the twins or whatever. I think Star Wars' biggest problem is that it'll be something really, really shitty, but they'll have 2 or 3 really awesome moments. You know? So Rebels is a really shitty kids show, but you have that moment with Ahsoka and Vader in the pyramid. Right? Or it's a really, really shitty kids show, and then you have Kanan Sacrifice. Right? It's the worst fucking show possible, but it's it's got these moments, and that tricks. I think it tricks people into going, but it did this, remember?
No,
and it's
no, I don't. I disagree, actually. Yeah.
Really?
I don't think it's a great show. I'm not saying it's a great show. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think it does. See, when you say it's the
when did you
worst
first
show,
watch
I
Rebels?
imagine fuck. I fully watched through it. I watched it kind of on TV, half in
when it came out.
It was on.
When you were younger.
When I fully watched through it a month ago.
But you started watching it when you were younger.
Yeah, but I never saw the Ahsoka scene till a month ago. Yeah, or if I did, it was on my phone and I didn't know what it was from.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. I don't think it's a great show. I don't think it's the fucking sequels either, right?
Yeah.
I think it's something to watch, and I'm not gonna defend it. I'm not gonna.
I guess maybe that's my biggest thing is I won't watch something unless it's good. I hate watching stuff because it's something to watch, and even stuff with Star Wars where they're you got to watch the entirety of season 1 and 2 of Rebels to get the Ahsoka thing, and I'm not gonna watch 2 seasons of something that I hate watching to get the good moment, you know.
See, I'm different because I will sit through shit. Yeah.
You watch 3-hour videos about Fallout lore.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And you know what? And when I go back and play Fallout, it makes it a tad bit more enjoyable, right?
I only listen to really long shit like that when I'm at work and I'm trying to have something to entertain myself. So if they turn Rebels into an audiobook, I'd listen to it, but I won't watch it.
I don't know. I don't mind the animation stuff. I'm not saying it's the greatest. I do enjoy it. Yeah, and I do enjoy it because if it was just a single show and tied into nothing, I wouldn't watch it.
My biggest issue is that Rebels is very much obviously a more kiddier show than Clone Wars is.
Yes.
But people put it on the same pedestal as Clone Wars, and it's it is not close. It's not even.
I think it's the more kid version rather than the actual
it's
shows they have
season 1 through 3 of Clone Wars. It's very kiddie. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah. It doesn't
versus you watch Clone Wars and it feels like a show that's got stakes. Fucking Savage Opress murders a chick by stabbing his horns into her chest. Clone Wars gets fucking metal, and Rebels just doesn't carry that energy, but people act like it does. And I think it's mainly that Star Wars fan base that has turned me off of all of these new things.
No, and I totally agree. I don't think Rebels is the same as the Clone Wars, without a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I do honestly think that if I'm going to play a game and watch something with a critical eye and oh, this shit sucks because of this, I think I'd like that to ruin a lot of things for me. Yeah.
It does ruin a lot of things for me, but it means I only spend my time on shit that I think is good.
Yeah, but that's so much effort. Sometimes I don't want to
That's not that much effort.
And
I just don't care.
I don't want to sit there and be oh, what do I want to watch? You know what? I think it ruins a lot of shit.
I don't do that either, though. Although I don't watch shit, I just load up whatever I do in my free time is normally the only time I think I ever watch stuff without having a purpose to watch it or wanting to watch it is like whenever me and Peyton will watch stuff when we're just like hanging out, and I'll just turn on like videos on YouTube of like car crashes, and we'll just sit there and watch that.
Yeah.
But like otherwise, like I don't watch stuff unless I want to watch it. Like when I watched Breaking Bad, I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna finally sit down, and then I sat down and I watched it until I was done with it. You know, I did like the same thing with Game of Thrones and Walking Dead, and like even with those shows, like Game of Thrones and Walking Dead, both of them around like season 3 on each of those shows. Yeah, they get bad, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna fucking sit there and watch this to the end if I'm not interested anymore. I think Game of Thrones for me died after season 1. Huh?
I've been told to watch the first 2 seasons of The Walking Dead and then not watch it anymore.
I was kind of interested in The Walking Dead. I think up until I think it's season 5 or season 6 when like they lose their right after like the season after Negan, which may be a little bit further. There's like the season with like Alexandria where they're in the town. That's really interesting to me. And then like a season or 2 after that with Negan, I really liked, and then the rest of it I gave no shits about. I was so excited because have you watched Walking Dead all the way through?
No.
I used to fall asleep to it, but like there's a thing they do later on, spoilers for The Walking Dead if you give a shit, where like I think it's the season immediately after like they defeat Negan and everything. There's these they like hear about these zombies that are speaking, and it's this whole thing, and they're figuring it out, and they go to this graveyard and you hear this like this pack of zombies moving that are like speaking and stuff, and a few of them are moving faster, and I'm like, oh my god, they're doing something different, like they're gonna have the zombies evolve and like do something new and exciting, and no, it's just people wearing zombie skin pretending to be zombies.
I remember,
and I'm like, that is so much flamer. Like
I sat at some guy's house and we watched the episode with together.
I thought it was about to turn into Last of Us, and it was just like, nope, we're just pretending, and it's like, oh, that's and then I was like, never mind, I don't want to watch this anymore.
So I think on the Star Wars thing we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
I do not think Star Wars is very good. Yeah, I do not think it is thrilling, but I also don't care because a part of my little monkey brain enjoys it. You know what I mean? Right? I'm not watching Star Wars for some thrilling experience, and I know that. And I know it's not a thrilling experience. Right?
I think it's a cool universe,
you know
but
I mean?
I can't care about anything else they make anymore. Jedi Survivor was neat, but
either. I don't watch it as soon as shit comes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I have the time and I go like, look, I still and I know that a lot of times I watch it.
I guess that's the thing. Like, I don't have the time. If there's something I want to watch, I'll make the time. But otherwise, I don't have the time. I just have stuff that I already know I'm gonna do.
I don't know. Like, I don't really plan out that far. Yeah. And I get home and I'm sitting with my child, right? And he's watching cartoons, and I'm like, okay, well, I have time, and I'll like watch something. But I'm not like, I know I'm watching it for nostalgia. I'm not going to dick ride Star Wars. Yeah, it's shitty. You know, it's not the greatest thing, but it's I for me personally, I'd like to have a few things in my life that I can enjoy without having to be critical about it all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think that's because if I were to be critical at everything, I would hate everything. Like, I could tell you multiple reasons why I don't like Mass Effect right now, but I choose to ignore those things because a large portion of me has fun.
I think you can be critical of something and still enjoy it. Like, I can talk mad shit on Mass Effect and Gears and Warhammer for hours right now, and I'd still enjoy them all. Because, like, Warhammer, for one, I think it kind of suffers from its stupidity, you know? Like, I think it's really cool on the surface level, but if you try to go deeper, the deeper you go, the more it remains to be just as batshit crazy as it is on the surface, and there is no nuance whatsoever, and it stops me from going deeper, and it's like, that sucks, but it's not going to be that big of a bother to me.
No, and I agree with you. I'm not saying that, like, I think for me, it's just that I don't know. It's I don't know. It's hard to describe. There's a lot of things that I can be critical of, but I find the more and more I be critical of it, the more and more like the negatives stick in my head. You know what I mean?
Maybe. Right? I guess it depends on how, what do you call it, involved you get with something. Where it's like, at a certain point, it doesn't bother me anymore because I don't care. Like, I'm not.
And that's kind of where I'm at, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also do, and I've talked with other people, I no, Star Wars isn't that cool, and other things aren't that cool. But it's like not the worst. Like Fallout 76 and Starfield still exist. You know, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. There are things that are bad enough that I can say this is dog shit. I don't think anything's perfect. I don't know. Also, my little monkey brain likes when things all tie together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was going to say
Right?
Titanfall 2 is perfect, so I
I'm
think
gonna
you're
play it
wrong.
and I'll get back to you on.
Dude,
I'm
it's
gonna play it
fucking
and I'll get
great.
back to you on that.
It's great. It's fucking
I'm
awesome.
going to find something to nitpick about it. I've only heard good things
I mean,
about it,
you can
which I think
nitpick, but
makes me
like
want to nitpick. Like when
Titanfall 2 has a great story. Like I mean it's written by the guys or made by the guys that did Modern Warfare 1 and 2. So like the originals. So like obviously it's got a good story with some heart. The gameplay is fucking fun. The Titans are fun. The multiplayer is fun, and they've even got like a horde mode which can be fun if you play it with a stack. But
see, you know what my issue is?
huh.
The more you go on about how great the game is, the more I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be
It builds
awful.
up your expectations.
You know what I mean? It builds up my expectations, which then in return, the other half of my brain is like, "Oh, this game is going to suck."
Well,
You're
yeah,
going
that's exactly where like it
Yeah.
was with Cyberpunk 2077 and Starfield now. Like people kept saying this is going to
Yeah.
be the fucking game of the decade and shit like that. And it's like, "Oh, Bethesda has not made a new game since 2016. It's a brand new IP that they haven't done in 20 years." And it's like it's just going to be Fallout 4 in space, which is what it is. So I feel like I don't know, people that are expecting, like, there's the people that expected just a Bethesda game are happy, but all the people that got, like, tricked into thinking that it's going to be some crazy RPG that blows everything else out of the water are kind of getting fucked over right now.
Yeah, well, but they deserve it. They're idiots.
Probably.
You know, I hope they're miserable. Like, what did they expect?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you like first-person shooters and, like, kind of high-octane
As
type
long as
stuff,
you
you'll
have-
like
As
Titanfall.
long as you have a literal brain, you'll enjoy Starfield. And I mean
Probably
that.
that, too.
There's not many games that I will like. Be
If
like,
you don't play
have
a
to
lot
be
of video games and you play, like, one game a year, you'd probably like Starfield.
Yeah. If
But
you've
this is
never
coming
touched
from
a
the guy
video
that-
game in your life,
That beat all of the Gears of War games on insane difficulty, so, like, I can't speak.
I think Gears is better than Starfield, and I've only played maybe 3 hours of it.
I think it
Yeah.
is. Yeah. It's got a better leveling up system than Starfield, I think, in Gears 5.
I think it's got better than everything. Like I do genuinely want to sit down.
It
and play
runs
Starfield
60 FPS.
because I want to know. I want to truly feel how bad this fucking game is. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
I want to beat it just so I can like.
The
sit there and
only
be like,
thing
oh,
I
yeah, this game-
marginally like is the shipbuilding, and only because I know I'll like the shipbuilding more when I can mod it. But I can't even mod it yet, so I can't even really say that I enjoy that too much.
That's how you know you're playing a bad game. Yeah.
Yeah. When even the part
look
that I
at it,
know
you're
I
like-
might like, I still don't enjoy.
The part that you might like is only because you can see yourself like somebody else improving it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's most of
Right?
Bethesda's games, though. Like Fallout 4, I only enjoy because people have improved the building mode with mods. Otherwise, I
And they
wouldn't
made the
fucking play it
creation
again.
mode. Yeah. They need to fix their shit. You
They
know?
really do.
It's upsetting. It makes me upset. Yeah, right?
Yeah. Is there any other games that we talk about that isn't Mortal Kombat 1 comes out, I think technically yesterday for like the early release, and it comes out on Monday for real.
Does it actually?
Yeah.
I'm super excited about that.
I kind of want to get it. I'm kind of holding my breath because I don't have anyone to play it with, so like I don't want to drop full price on Mortal Kombat 1 just to fight AI for the next few months, but I saw some stuff from it and it looks cool.
What about the campaign?
The entire first act is on, or like the first couple missions or whatever are on YouTube already, and it's pretty interesting.
I'm gonna hold my son's bike while he gets on it.
Good for you. I don't think anything else has come out recently.
I don't think so either. I'm kind of just.
There was
riled up about the stuff and all that shit.
There was a woman run over by police in Seattle, and then another cop arriving to the scene was laughing about it on phone with his chief or whatever on the way there.
Oh,
So that was new.
that's awful.
Yeah. He said the woman who got hit had limited value.
Wow.
Right?
That's like really awful.
That's America right now. Hey, but more and more workers are going on strikes, which I think is really awesome.
Dude, hell yeah. What, like, which kind of workers?
Most recently is like the United Auto Workers, so people making like cars and shit. I forgot who else
What are
was
they
going on
striking
strike for better working conditions and pay. Obviously, I mean that's what almost every strike is about. I really hate the more you learn about American history and politics, the more you learn to hate Ronald Reagan because like strikes were really big in the 50s and 60s, right? Like workers coming together and being like, you're not going to treat us like shit and you know like that, like you're going to pay us a living wage and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then aircraft controllers, the people who direct airplanes to keep them from crashing into each other or from, you know, coming to the runway at the wrong time, right? In the, I think the 70s or the 80s, whenever Reagan was president, we're going to go on strike because they were working such long hours that they were starting to fall asleep at their stations, which was a, you know, security risk for everyone on the airplanes, right? So they went on strike to ask for better conditions, and Ronald Reagan said, "You're not allowed to strike," and they just all got fired. So instead of these workers getting better conditions, they just got fucked over, and a lot of legislation he passed just kind of killed all strikes going on because workplaces would just fire them and replace them.
It's like Walmart shutting down a store.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're starting a union.
Yeah, it's all fucking stupid. Or like Bob Iger saying, we'll wait for them to starve so they can come back to work.
That's just business for you, you know?
Yeah.
All right, I'm eating grapes right now.
Oh, that's another thing that did. Unity. Have you seen Unity? The studio, or like the game engine studio, is changing the way they charge people.
No, what are they doing?
So Unity, who a lot of fucking games use Unity, right? Basically says after 200,000 downloads or $200,000 that a game makes, Unity is going to charge them 20 cents for every extra download, right? Or every time that game is downloaded, which includes people who delete the game and re-download it and people who pirate the game and download it.
Oh.
So the developers have to pay Unity for their game being popular, basically. On top of like they already have like price points they pay for the proprietary shit in the game, you know?
Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a horrible thing. Everybody hates them right now.
Do you think we're gonna get more shit games?
We're not gonna get shit games, but every game that's being made on Unity is probably just gonna switch to a different engine, and Unity is gonna lose out on a lot of their big clients.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. So my Peppa Pig's on, and my child is screaming.
That's alright.
Peppa Pig. Dude, I can't wait till they make Peppa Pig the first person shooter. You know what I mean?
That would be interesting.
I wanna walk around the UK, right? With my little knife, my little shiv made from a fucking spoon, and just stab people. You know?
Yeah.
Peppa Pig's one of those weird shits on this topic. Where like not every animal is living, but like some of them are. You know?
Yeah, it's like Cars where they have like trains and shit. Or like baby cars or insect cars, and it's like, how does this work?
But except everything is a car in that universe, yeah? You know what I mean? Right? With this, it's like some of the animals are alive, and the next thing you know, a fucking like an actual bird flies over top of it.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, right? Like they're all like Goofy is a dog.
Yeah.
And Pluto is a dog.
Yeah.
But Pluto is a dog. Oh yeah,
like,
that's
so how did
I forgot about that. Hold on. So the Unity games that are affected, some of the bigger ones is like Cult of Lamb, Among Us, Raid Shadow Legends, whatever that big anime one is, Genshin, I think. And a
Genshin
lot of
Impact,
phone games, unironically, are on Unity.
Dude, not Among Us and Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, so those
Whatever
are like
shall
the
we do?
types of... Dude, they make a lot of fucking money. Like,
Yeah, I'd imagine.
yeah.
Whatever shall we do without Raid Shadow Legends? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, remember, dude, it's crazy to think that you see that sponsor everywhere and now you don't see it anywhere. You know what I mean?
I think people just stopped taking the sponsorship because I think it probably hurts their viewership because people immediately stop liking a creator who uses Raid sponsors. The only person I still see getting sponsorships from Raid is Count Dankula, and that's because he literally cannot get sponsorships from anyone else.
I think JonTron did one on his last video. Yeah.
I have no idea about that. I thought JonTron stopped making videos. I thought he was super racist.
What?
Yeah, isn't that a thing?
I don't think so.
Let me look this up. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Like he said, like, you know, that white people are like superior or something.
Probably like maybe it's like a bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did he say that?
Wait, hold, I did not hear you. What do you say?
Did he say that?
Say
I don't know if
what?
you're looking it up or not. That is he racist? Are you looking that up?
Yeah.
I thought I heard you clicking the keys.
So he said that the most, so like the, so the, this is from Time Magazine. The, what do you call it? The summary of like the kind of things he would say is that he said, like the most well-off black person is inherently more violent than like a homeless white person.
Where did he say that?
I think he said a lot of stuff like that on Twitter.
Probably. It's fucking Twitter though. Yeah. Twitter's a cesspool. I think it's fucking retarded.
It is, but that is just straight up racist.
That's
like,
okay. I guarantee I would have heard something about it. Yeah.
Hey, that's where it is. That's
So what does Raid sponsorships look like now? Back on the sponsorship thing.
I don't know. I don't see a lot of ads and stuff like that because I have YouTube Premium, so like I never see YouTube ads. So I don't know how common Raid Shadow Legend ads are anymore.
Raid Shadow Legend, I never fucking see them. It's crazy. It's like they disappeared. What's so wrong with Raid Shadow Legend? I mean, I fucking hate the game. Yeah, right? I think it's stupid. It's fun at first, and after a while, you realize that you're just playing the same game. You know what I mean? Like, nothing really changes about it. The story isn't that grasping, you know?
Yeah.
I just realized we're throwing away any future Raid Shadow Legends sponsors we could have. Yeah.
You think we can get sponsored?
I think so. I think Raid
I'd take it.
I think Raid Shadow Legends is good enough. I think
because
take it too,
if we got sponsored by Raid, I'm investing that directly back into the stream, you know, or the podcast. Like it will just get better.
Yeah.
Like we're not going to see a cent of that money. It would probably go into a computer and some like gear. I'd probably buy a mic so I can ship it to you and you could fucking talk not through your phone.
You'd buy me a whole setup to just ship
probably. It unironically, yeah. Yeah, we'd probably do that.
My mother would like come to my room and she'd be like, "There's like 6 packages here," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's my new setup."
They would just take it.
Yeah, they would just take my setup. Yeah, they'd be like, "Yeah."
They'd be like, "Oh, this is a nice desk. I'll have that."
I'll have that, and I'd be back on my shoulder table. Would you buy me a mouse pad?
Fuck no! I got one in the mail from my job. I'll send you one of theirs.
Because I just have like a Wheat Thins box. If you remember that.
You have a what?
A Wheat Thins box? Do you not remember that video?
Yeah, unfortunately I do.
With the stain on my chair?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else happened this week. There was an Australian dude who said that it's good that we're entering a recession because then when people lose their houses, they'll remember that they work for their employer and not the other way around. There's a lot of people that suck out there, man.
Yeah. But that does not surprise me at all.
Yeah.
This is one of our worst episodes, do you think?
Like, so if you want to know how it is right now, the current, like, Republican plan for American politics is to reestablish like the 50s style nuclear family, which is 2 straight people, a man and a woman with children, and anything outside of that should be considered illegal by them. So they like legitimately, unironically want to have plans to make gay people and divorce illegal again. Like it's fucking I Love Lucy.
All I heard was gay people illegal and divorce, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Our the right side of American politics wants to make all that illegal again. Like they want to take us back to the nuclear family. I don't understand
how this solves the problem. I've never understood
solves
how
no problems.
Banning gay people solves the economy. I'm like,
it has nothing to do with the economy. It has to do with their social values.
Are we fucking psychos? Are we psychos? I just,
like, these are the people.
If we ban gay people and get rid of divorce, the money will come back, guys. The money will come back.
That's not an economy thing. That's just people being like, oh, but gay people are gross, and God says they do not deserve to exist. And it's like, what the fuck?
But why?
Because God says so.
It seems more rational, honestly, for people to think that we're running out of oil because of gay people than it is to just be like,
at this point, that would not surprise me. There was a dude recently who said, there's this pastor recently that went on a tirade about talking about how autism is demons emerging in children. So we just have to exorcise the demons out of them and their autism will go away.
Dude, that's why you don't take vaccines, dude.
Yeah, vaccines make you autistic, which, vaccines are the devil.
Yeah, this is a joke.
Oh my god, dude, I hate religious group. I hate one religious group. I hate 2 religious groups in particular very much. I mean, I know Islam, like in the Middle East, stones gay people to death and they'll like murder a woman for showing her ankles, but like,
yeah,
you'd think it would be better over here, and it really isn't.
yeah, I don't agree.
This episode took a depressing
I've been
turn.
at home for like 3 hours, and my buddy just texted me. He's like, "Did I pass you on the highway?" I was like, "No." I sure fucking hope not.
You're just seeing things.
Yeah, buddy's tweaking right now.
Oh god, yeah. Hey, you know what I did see recently that I did spend my time doing? I watched the Injustice animated movie from a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
one. I thought it was goofy as fuck. Yeah.
Like the original Injustice? Like the cutscenes?
No, the movie. Like they made an animated movie.
Oh, the actual movie. Yeah, that takes place in like an alternate timeline. Yeah.
Is it an alternate? I thought it's just Injustice.
Yeah. No. It's an alternate timeline. Things function very differently. That has nothing to do with the mainstream Injustice, like the games and the comics.
I thought it was just based on the games and the comics.
It was, but like it's based on.
Yeah, I don't think it's canonical to the games and the comics. I'm just saying it's a movie based on them.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'll just say the name Deadwing is the gayest fucking shit I've ever heard come out of a superhero in like the last 10 years. He's Nightwing, but he's dead. Deadwing.
Yeah, I remember watching that, and I was like, I think it's time for me to go to bed now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I looked inside my drink, and I was like, maybe there's something in here.
Yeah, it's really whack.
All right, so I got some questions for you to burn up some time. Yeah?
Yeah, what's up?
You're making a peanut butter and jam sandwich. Which side do you put the peanut butter on? Which side do you put the jam on?
The fuck are you talking about? What side?
Yeah.
Like, do I turn the sandwich inside out so it's peanut butter on the top, jelly on the bottom, and like bread in the middle?
No, dude.
What do you mean side? There are no sides. No. Yeah, if you turn the sandwich over, it's on the bottom.
The left side bread, you put it on the right side bread.
You mean like when it's open and when I'm spreading them?
Yeah.
I normally do peanut butter on
Yeah.
the left and jelly on the right.
All right, dope. See, I usually mix it in a bowl. Yeah.
Oh,
right.
gee, oh God. Oh, Jesus.
I mix them together in a bowl. So
Why
they
not
get
just
equal
buy
amount.
the jars of like peanut butter and jelly mixed in?
Because it's not the same. Okay.
You're doing the same thing. You're just
No,
adding
it's
extra
not.
steps
One's
to it.
made by in like a Guatemalan factory or whatever. Okay. And the other one's made by me in my kitchen. Yeah. You know?
I don't know how you could say the worst thing twice. Like, somehow it was bad and then you made it worse.
How did I make it worse?
The fact that you like mix your PB&J like that, but then you specifically have to do it manually instead of just like, if you're gonna do it that way, just fucking buy the jar. Be that guy.
No, dude. Dude, no, there's something so satisfying about going. You know what I mean? Right?
Don't make the noise ever again.
Dude, there's something so satisfying about that, you know?
Oh
It's
God,
fucking stupid.
I'm stupid.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, okay.
Do you wipe sitting down or standing up?
Sitting down. Who the fuck stands up?
Dude, you're such a fucking loser. You're so lazy. You can't even stand up to wipe your own ass.
Yeah, normally because I shit at 9 in the morning and I don't feel like doing a squat. Like,
Why are you squatting, bro? I just stand upright.
you just
Yeah.
stand upright? How? What?
Yeah.
The fuck
Dude,
are
I
you
got
doing?
I got, dude. I got clean shits, bro. I'm not like hovering my ass above a toilet. That's so much more effort. I just stand up and wipe my ass. You know?
Okay, yeah, sure.
I don't. Yeah.
Fuck, man. You
I don't
pour
wanna touch
your
my balls,
cereal
dude.
or your milk first?
I neither. I
What?
put the bowl down first.
Okay, yeah, sure. Fuck you.
It depends on what it is. Sometimes, if it's like Frosted Flakes, I put the milk in first because if I put the cereal in first and the milk uses the Frosted Flakes as little ramps and it gets everywhere. Yeah. You know?
What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean it gets everywhere?
It's like it splashes on the Frosted Flakes and it like.
At what velocity are you pouring your milk? Do you have a fucking fire hose of milk that you're just like shook shook and like
Yeah.
What
it
is-
splashes everywhere? And I'm like, dude. Yeah.
what is the pressure of your milk coming out of the fucking thing? Do you hold it like a foot or two above the bowl and like pour it down in like you're pouring a vodka shot? The fuck are you doing?
I mean, how close do you get with your milk? Do you put it like right up against the bowl?
I don't like lean it on the bowl. I hold it like an inch or two above.
Oh, because I maybe put that thing like 2 inches above.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
How do you fucking spill the
Yeah.
milk then? Are you like do you turn
No.
it all the way over
You-
upside down?
No, but it hits the Frosted Flakes. Yeah, and then it uses
Are you
it as a little
filling
ramp.
are you filling the bowl
Yeah.
with frosted flakes all the way up to the edges of the bowl?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're pouring too much fucking cereal.
No, you're not pouring enough. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure.
Dude, but when I'm having like Cheerios, yeah, then I put the Cheerios at first, put the milk on. You know?
Oh
it
my god.
makes sense, bro. I don't know why
It
I don't know
does
why you're
not.
like,
It never
yes,
does.
it does.
It never will.
It hits the little flakes and it acts like a ramp and you go all over
Don't
the
make that
place,
noise
brother.
again. You did it again.
Dude, that was a different fucking noise.
Okay, well, it was
Okay.
close enough.
Do you like drink from the hose sometimes?
I used to when I was a kid.
Sometimes I'm having to smoke outside and I'm like, yeah, I am thirsty and I just walk over to the hose and blast my face with water. You know?
Yeah, I never really do that anymore. I haven't done that for fucking
No?
years. Yeah.
Sometimes you just get thirsty, you know?
I've
Right.
only ever done that when I was like doing yard work and I was like, I don't want to go all the way inside to get a cup of water. I'm just gonna turn on the hose.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me when I'm having to smoke. I don't want to put out my smoke and go all the way inside. You know what I mean?
I guess fair.
Yeah. Do you think if I put enough energy drinks in my gas can, my car would start?
No, that's not how that works at all.
No? Are you sure? We should try it.
I guarantee you. It's not how that works.
I don't
You'd
know.
have better
I
luck
just-
pouring like 100 proof rum into your car than energy drinks.
Dude, should I try that? Should I try both those things?
When you're
Together?
prepared to throw that car away, yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think would? Yeah. No. I think it's gonna start running, and I'm gonna be like, "You're such a fucking loser."
And then we'd
Yeah.
blow up.
No, I doubt it. No, dude, you're just wrong. Okay, you don't
Hold on.
understand the mixing part of PB and J's. Okay,
Oh yeah.
you don't understand the frosted flake problems, and so you're of course you're gonna be wrong about this. You know. Do you sort your pieces when you build a Lego set?
If it's a big set.
Dude, why? Half the fun is just like digging around this huge pile, you know?
Yeah.
I live in chaos. I still don't understand why you don't agree with the PB and J in the mixing part, you know?
It makes no sense.
Also, in fairness to me, I've never seen a jar of mix, like the mixed stuff. Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
Wait, what?
I've never seen a jar of the stuff mixed together. Yeah.
They make it all the time over here.
Well, I don't live over there. Buccarino. I live in the land of the free healthcare, baby.
So
which
as
is why
long as
my
it's not
country
below,
is
I don't know what
better.
that is in Canadian. Hold on. What is? What is that?
What is
4
what?
degrees. So this says here you can run a car on.
On what?
190
goes,
proof alcohol. As long
Okay.
as it doesn't get below 4 degrees or Celsius.
Okay, well, I got a couple months before that happens.
Yeah, if you also have 190 degree or 190 proof moonshine, I mean, it
I'll get on
will
it.
it'll make your car really inefficient.
At least it's gas, though. You know, with these prices.
Well, yeah. I don't know if that much alcohol is fucking cheaper than gas, but
If you know enough hillbillies, I'm sure it is. You know?
hey, hey Jimbo, can I buy 20 gallons of moonshine?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I get right to you, brother.
I tell you what,
Dude,
I get ready
Can I
next
just
Saturday.
say- Can I
Huh.
just say, since you like the little mustache you have right now, you look like you're 14. Yeah.
Like I'm 14?
Yeah.
Oh man, I felt like I was a really sad, like 30-year-old.
With the mustache and like the baby face, you look like you watch anime and jerk off the hentai.
That sucks because it's true, man. There's a dude I saw at work today. He's working there a long
Yeah.
time. I saw him get into his car because we left at the same time, and I realized which car he drove. So like
Yeah.
you can tell that this man is not comfortable with himself because he is, probably like my height, 160 pounds, and or 6 foot tall,
Okay.
and probably 300 pounds. Like he's a heavier dude. Like he's got a triple chin. You look
Yeah.
at him and you're like, you cannot grow facial hair, but he's desperately trying, and that kind of
Yeah.
shit. And he if you ever speak to him, he very clearly is shy in his own skin, like he can't look you in the eyes and shit like that. We were going out to the parking lot, and this man climbed into a raised, blacked out Ford F-150. I was like, that is so much compensation right there, bro. That is so much.
Oh,
And it made so much.
dude.
It made a little too much sense, man. Like,
That makes perfect sense, dude.
I saw him climb into that truck, and I was like, yo. Huh?
How does it feel knowing that you drive a fucking Prius?
I'm totally okay with it because I don't give a shit. It's a car.
Yeah, you-
I don't need a massive $80,000 lifted truck to make me feel like a big man on the road that I'm never going to
he
use
is a
as a
big
truck.
man on the road. Yeah.
Dude, he sits in
He's a
he
big
sits in
man.
a cubicle and on a computer all day. He's not using that truck for truck
He is a big man on the road, just not the way you think.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely big.
He's big.
I wouldn't say big man. I don't know how some of those people exist, man. Like, that's the one thing I would kill myself before I become morbidly obese. You know, like if I was over 300 pounds, and like you get those
Yeah.
people that just like they sit down and they look like a mushroom top. Like, I don't know how
Yeah.
they do it. Like they
Yeah.
start sweating if they walk for too long. Like, it baffles me. Like, I don't know
I
how
felt
those
that.
people
It is
live.
quite baffling.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's, I think.
Like the
yeah.
people that are so fat that like when they get into shape, like they still have their fat skin left over.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that like they're weird to me. I mean, not when they lose the weight, obviously that's good for them, but like the people that are that like they get to that size to begin with,
Yeah.
it really sucks. And Michelle Obama didn't help.
Dude.
Um,
How did she not help?
she made school lunches a lot worse.
Heck yeah, brother.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We didn't have that here.
Well, yeah. You just have universal health care.
Yeah. Suck my nuts.
Yeah.
Good fuck. Yeah.
I could if I would.
Hell
We've
yeah,
been going for about
brother.
an hour. I think we're ready to wrap up this horrible, horrible episode that went on
this
far
is a
too
hard
long.
episode. We probably should have ended it halfway through.
I thought
Yeah.
about it, but I was like, we're not going to put out a 30-minute episode.
Yeah, that'd be stupid.
Oh God, we need to actually bring topics the next time we do this instead of just being
I
like,
think have you been clipping it too?
I've not.
You should do that.
I should try.
I'll give you a kiss for
Okay.
doing it.
You know what? I'll get on it right now. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone, for watching. All of you who do. Spyro, we love you.
Yeah.
You can always
Everybody
go
else
to
that I don't know, we love you.
Yeah, you can always go to Buster McTunder on YouTube and find your least favorite white dad literally nowhere. He's in the Discord server. You can talk to him.
You're in
Otherwise,
the Discord server, you can talk to me. You could request to follow me on Instagram. You could.
it's not going to happen though.
I'd probably tell you to fuck off, but if you send me something funny.
That's the way it works. All right. Thank
Yeah.
you everyone for watching and go fuck yourselves.